Astronaut Mike Massimino. Mike, great stuff we just watched there. What a monumental day for the future of space tourism. It's been 60 years since humans first made it to space. What do you think? What is so special about today? What's going through your mind right now after watching those stunning images?
Well, thanks for having me on, Jim. It's a pleasure to be here with you today on this, what is a historic day. I think that, I've been thinking about this. I think the thing that's really different about this is that we have had spaceflight participants, we call them tourists, people who were guests on the space station that flew up on the Soyuz. I think what's different about this is that this spaceship was built and this dream was made to bring lots of people into space to give them that experience. And it has been many years. There's been some setbacks for the Virgin Galactic team, but today marked the day really of I think the beginning of their operational process of where more and more people are going to get a chance to go. The price is high right now, but I think that price is going to come down, and I'm really excited because, I dreamt too about going to space, but I had to go through the NASA selection process in order to get to space as an astronaut, and now this, I think, gives the opportunity to many more people, hopefully.
Yeah, it's kind of the ultimate Instagram moment for folks, and I'm sure they're willing to pay for it. Virgin Galactic plans to conduct one more test flight before it will begin flying these high-paying customers. The average American is probably not going to be able to afford this for a very long time. But where do you see us in 10 years or 20 years? Do you think going to space will be as easy and affordable as boarding a plane?
I sure hope so, Jim. I do think the price is going to have to come down, and I've heard Richard Branson say this, and Jeff Bezos, and these entrepreneurs realize that in order for them to be successful in the long term, they're going to run out of billionaires. They're going to have it so more people can afford to do it. I don't know if it's going to get like going on a really cheap flight. It may be like the price of an expensive vacation. I think that may be where this is headed, I hope, so that more and more people can afford it. And who knows? Maybe one day it will be, it's sometime, maybe you said 20 years ahead, maybe it will be an opportunity when you fly from New York to London, you board a spaceship and you get there a lot quicker.
That would be amazing. And most people don't understand the intricacies of such a risky mission. There was risk involved today, as smoothly as everything went. Walk us through the biggest challenges when going to space. Were you nervous at all watching today's launch? What about that?
I was I don't say I was really nervous. I was pretty confident they were going to be okay, but certainly anytime that, and I did know several of the people on board today, so anytime people are going to space, especially when you know them, you're a little bit concerned for their well-being. But I also felt that they were going to be as safe as possible. The spaceship, the whole system has been tested. The pilots up front, the pilots who are flying both the mothership and the spacecraft, are very well trained, experienced. One of the pilots on the mothership was a good friend of mine, C.J. Sturkow, former NASA astronaut. So I knew that they were going to make this as safe as possible. I know the team had worked for many years to make this as safe as possible. But still, when you light a rocket ship and it's burning underneath you, that time, powered flight is what we call it. Those minutes, all those minutes really count. And you can add up those minutes in your career as an astronaut that you've been under powered flight, and they're very significant minutes. And then, of course, on the entry as well is always challenging as heat builds up as you slow down and engage the atmosphere once again. Those are the times that you're kind of really hoping that things go well, and I was really happy to see it went well today.
Yeah, and Mike, this was nearly a 20-year project, which cost hundreds of millions of dollars just to experience a couple of minutes of weightlessness. Why was this such a short mission, do you think? And what do you say to people out there who think, this is a lot of money and this could be better spent elsewhere?
Well, taking those two things separately maybe is the reason why it was so short is because it was a suborbital flight. I think they mentioned the speed was a few thousand miles an hour, I think a little over Mach 3. When we go to space to go to orbit, like my friends are on the space station right now, and when I went up on the space shuttle, we needed to go as fast as 17,500 miles an hour. That's a lot faster. Wow. That's a much bigger rocket. There's a lot more involved there, more expense. So I think this is really maybe the first step, I would say. Of course, it seems like a first step to get people on a commercial vehicle to go do this. And so they started out with what we call suborbital flights, not going as fast as you can to get to orbit, but getting fast enough to get above the atmosphere and into space, similar to what Jeff Bezos is doing. He's going up a more traditional way with the rocket ship. As far as whether or not we can spend money better, hey, there's a lot of things we can spend money on that are probably more important than going to space. I'm not going to argue that at all. We have lots of issues, but I do think, and I've always felt this way about the space program, it is the money you put away for the future. And I think it is really important. When we look at our budgets, certainly at home or running a business, whatever it is, you got to pay the bills first. You need food and shelter and places for people to live, and all these things are really important in the way we spend our money, whether it's individuals or governments. But I still think it's important to put a little bit of money away for the future. And that's what I think our space program has always been. It's been that investment in education and inspiration and in the future. So my opinion, it is well worth it.
Well, my guess is there are plenty of kids out there who are certainly inspired by what they saw. And Mike Massimino, the work you do as well is inspiring. Thank you so much for being with us. We appreciate it.
Jim, thanks very much for having me. Sure appreciate that.
All right, good talking to you. And up next, the Pretender-in-Chief will address his loyal followers at CPAC, where all reality has been